sound like a mom or like a guidance counselor. What the fuck? Hey guys, it's Hailey, Sani, and if you're new here, make sure you subscribe to my channel. I post videos every single Saturday. But for this week's video, I thought I would do a high school advice video because I filmed a college related video, like basically where I'm gonna be going to college, my whole like getting into college journey, and that video got really good feedback from you guys, and a lot of you were curious as to how I did in high school. And if you guys don't know, I got into UC Santa Barbara, so a lot of people in the comments were like, how'd you get in there? And also I kind of want to branch out and just talk about my high school experience in general. Like always, I asked you guys to ask all your high school related questions on my Instagram, and my Instagram will be right here. Make sure you follow me on there. I post grams on the daily. Without further ado, I'm gonna be hopping into this video. So a little context into my high school life. For 9th grade, I was actually in Turkey, and I went to a French school in Turkey. It was very different from the American education system. And then for 10th grade, I moved to Los Angeles, California, and I started high school in Beverly Hills High School. And I never really talked about the high school I went to, but now that I'm graduated, I guess it's fine. I like posted pictures about my graduation, so you guys probably maybe might have known that. My overall experience there was really great. I feel like it prepared me well enough that I got into a good college like UC Santa Barbara, which is where I will be going in September this fall. I had a pretty solid GPA. I had like a 3.86, like almost a 3.9 out of a 4.0 scale. My SAT was a little but besides that, I had like pretty good stats. And then with like YouTube and like my extracurriculars on the side, like all the charity work I did, and then like, you know, just like helping out in my community and such, I feel like scam likely. Am I the only person that gets 700 scam likely phone calls a day? Like I didn't sign up for this. I don't know what happened there. It's like 100% certain now, like I have a roommate and everything. That's a little context onto where I am currently with like school, and I'm gonna be answering some of you guys' questions. Isabella asks your high school grades. So like I said, I had like a pretty high GPA. The only thing that was lacking was I didn't really go for a lot of challenging classes in the beginning of high school, and especially 9th grade, just because it was a completely different system. But I always had A's and B's, so I never had anything lower than that, which is how I maintain my GPA. Okay, we're gonna go into a little bit of like the juicy high school stuff. How do you deal with people who talk shit, cause drama? So like basically like bullies and then attention whores. Am I allowed to say that on my channel? Attention whores? The high school I went to, like when you think of it, you would expect a very like 90210 environment, like very mean girls. I personally never felt like it was like that. It was very like everyone minding their own business. Not very cliquey, at least not in my grade. I personally never like witnessed bullying going on, and I was never bullied. Like even though I'm a YouTuber, like people would never make fun of me. People would like make little remarks about the fact that I had a channel, but it was never like very negative that it brought me down. So I was lucky. But I know like YouTubers that go through a lot of shit, and even if you're not a YouTuber and people just give you shit about it, like I promise you, once you like, not even once you graduate, like it really does not matter. And the best way to fight off hate is just ignoring it, because if you don't give a reaction, then like the action will stop at some point. It's a law of physics. Is it? I don't know. I was never very good at science. If people are giving you shit, just ignore them. They're gonna get bored of like just being the only person involved in the situation and give up at some point anyway. And then people that cause drama just have nothing better to do with their lives. So just know that, and know that you have other things to work towards that they don't. So you're better off anyways. Advice for juniors. So I don't know if it's a myth, but in my high school, our counselors and our teachers always said that junior year was the most important year, like academically, that colleges really like look towards, which I felt was true. It's also known as like the hardest year, but I guess it depends on the classes you take. I took almost actually all of my AP senior year, which I felt was stupid, because when colleges evaluate your GPA, they look at your sophomore and junior year grades. So if you need to boost your GPA and just look better, pick like your harder classes for junior and sophomore year. Especially junior year, you should try really, really hard to do well, because that's what colleges are going to be focusing towards. But at the same time, don't overwhelm yourself where you're doing bad, because that will never look good on your transcript. Junior year is really important. So like, don't be slacking. I feel like I could have worked harder, which is something I kind of wish I did looking back at my junior year. I could have picked more challenging classes. What's something you regret, wish your sophomore, junior self knew? Okay, like I said, I went into American public school. I was like a fish out of the freaking ocean. I was like, literally, what the frick is happening? Like, I went in there a prude, literally like not knowing anything that was going on. Very, very naive as to everything in life. Like, I moved here from Turkey, which was like a completely different, ow, I just literally hit myself. A completely different environment, a completely different people. I wish I was a little bit more outgoing. Like, I wish I reached out to more people and like kind of stepped out of my comfort zone. I guess time really does its thing. Everything like is meant to be. Like, I've met a few people that I really liked at the time, and then I kind of just stuck with them. I wish I kind of like branched out, went to more like parties or social events, you know. My school was never very like traditional high school, like, yeah, let's go to pep rallies and football games. Like, we never went to those things. So it was kind of harder to get involved. Was high school like the movies? Hashtag foreign and wondering. I was also foreign. So when I went in, I was expecting like, you know, like 3 like mean girls like walking down the hallway. Maybe they're gonna like throw me in the trash. I don't know. Or like everyone like going in the high school cafeteria and like, obviously not High School Musical shit, but like, you know, I had my expectations. So when I went in and like there wasn't like those like cute jocks, I don't know, everything was very cliche, and I had like this expectation that going in it would be just like the movies. Honestly, it was nothing like it. Maybe if I'd gone to a school like in the Midwest, it would have been different. But like for me, my school was so chill. I went to school at 8 a.m. and then I left at like 1 p.m. and then my senior year I left at 12. So I was barely there. It was kind of like, I don't know, I felt like I was going to community college or something. Like, I had 4 classes. 4 50-minute classes. That's like 4 hours a day of school. Like, that's nothing compared to like how my school was here in Turkey. I guess I'm not the best example just because my school wasn't very traditional. How to pick the right friends. When I first started high school, obviously I was the new girl. I didn't know anybody going in. So whoever would talk to me, I would stick to them and be like, you're my friend, because I don't want to eat lunch alone, because I was just so terrified of like being alone. Honestly, it's not a big deal when you think of it. Like, obviously you're not gonna have like a whole squad of friends the first day you like join a new class. For me, it was worse because it was like the second month of school that it already started, and it was like 4th period, and lunch was literally the period after. So I was like, haha, okay, so I literally need to meet person in this period that there's like 20 minutes remaining right now, or else I'm gonna be eating lunch alone, which like, I don't know why I was so scared of that, but like honestly, it doesn't even matter. You're gonna end up meeting people anyway. So just like, I guess like stick to people like gum. No, I'm kidding. The friends you have at the time are just like the friends you're meant to have in that time. Like, if you're friends with someone and you really like them in the beginning and then not really getting along really well, life just takes you along and you'll always meet someone else along the way. If you're very like introverted, but you do want to, like, everyone wants friends, you just kind of need to step out of your comfort zone and just meet as many people as you can. And then it's kind of like natural selection where the ones you don't like get eliminated automatically. Like, looking back at who I was first friends with, I would never really like, I mean, I never say never, but I don't really see myself getting along with those same people now. But like, it was all a learning experience. Every person you meet along the way teaches you something that you can like carry on to the next friendship or relationship you have. I sound like a mom or like a guidance counselor. What the Okay, this lighting is very majestic. I don't really like it though. What is happening right now? How do you stay motivated in all your classes? Do you though? I do understand where you're coming from. Like, sometimes you just want to give up. Like, I had that a lot. I really felt like I'm never gonna use this in my life. Who the fuck cares about integrals and derivatives? Like, who actually invented those? Because I hate that person. What else? Like, I just would get really aggressive in class. And then it's kind of like, I know it sucks. Whoever invented the education system is actually stupid, because yeah, we're never gonna actually end up using most of those things in the future. But I've also read and like kind of realized that all those things, even though like the information that you use in that one specific test isn't going to help you. It's all like, as your teachers say, it's teaching you how to solve problems and get through things. Even though it's like really annoying to say, like, yeah, it's like taught me like time management, and it's taught me like how to, you know, study for a test that's tomorrow at 3 a.m. in the morning. What was the question? Like, your grade in a math test probably won't really matter in a couple years. It will when you're filling out your Common App and they ask you for your GPA, which sucks. Like, I hate the fact that like we as students, as like literal teenagers, have to be put through that hell to go to college to like, you know, get a job, whatever the case may be. But it is what it is. So I just kind of like push through things being like, even though it sucks now, it will get better. I just like always think about the future, which sucks because, you know, I can't live in the moment, but you know, why would you want to live in the moment in math class anyway? How to find a boyfriend. You know, I'm a pro at that one. Why is the sun doing this thing where I look orange like a Cheeto? I don't know. Okay, I always despise those girls that would be like, I want a boyfriend. Like, I just really want a boyfriend. Like, where's my boyfriend? You know, like people that would always look at couples and be like, oh my God, that's all I need in life. Like, if it's meant to be, it'll be. Why am I so like spiritual in this video? Don't put on your binoculars going around trying to find a boyfriend. If you meet someone and you end up liking them, give them a chance. Go on dates with them. But you don't have to like stick to someone's ass because you're like, I need a boyfriend. You don't need a boyfriend to make your high school experience 100%, you know? You could get through high school with just your girlfriends or with your guy friends or, you know, just by yourself. That's all you need. You're a boss ass bitch. You don't need no boy. But if a cute boy, you know, does end up showing up, like, hello, welcome to my life, but like it's your show at the end of the day, and other people are just like co-stars in your show. Best study tips. TBT, when I used to make study hack videos literally on the daily, like I thought I was a teacher. Haha, good times, good times. Love that for us. Best study tips. Okay, I'm trying to remember how I studied for things. Jokes, I did it. I guess I like went over things, like I reviewed things, but I never really remember myself like sitting in my desk and like really studying hard. It kind of like just depends on the type of learner you are, but I personally preferred like letting go of everything in class. Unless I was, you know, having a bum day. I get my days. For the most part, I would just like stay in class and listen to the teacher as best as I could. And if I don't understand anything, obviously ask questions. Like I would ask hell of a lot of questions. Like my hand would be up a lot. And like if I don't get it, I would repeatedly just be like, I don't get it. And like have the teacher explain it to me for the 10 millionth time until I did get it. Because I don't want to go home and be like, I still don't get it. Because if you're just not paying attention in class and then you come home and try to teach yourself, you're not a teacher. Like you didn't get a degree for that. They did. You know, that's their job. So let them handle that business. Even though like Snapchat's really fun when you put filters on your teachers' faces and they don't realize. Going into senior year, is there any application advice you can share? Yes. Okay, so if there is a deadline that is December 1st, which is the case in most cases, do not start your application November 29th. 30th or anything of that sort. I started my application 4 months before it was due, and I still was working on it like a week left into the deadline. From the beginning to the end, I just kept adding and changing until I was like really happy with it. When people are like dying trying to get their applications done, you'll be like, been there, done that. Like I'm already like done with that. Like I'm relaxing now. I mean, no. Someone asked, what the fuck is school? Girl. Same. How do I get through senior year? So junior is going into senior year. I know I said earlier like junior year is very difficult. So like when juniors are going to senior year, they're like, yeah, like it's our time to chill. You know, we're the top dog, like nothing matters anymore. Show up late, cut class, who cares? Go to Starbucks in 5th period, like me. Once I ditched school for Pilates class. Like I literally was like, I don't want to be here, and left school, put on my leggings and went to hot Pilates. Don't do that. I get it, like senior year is like supposed to be very easy, but then people get in that whole like vibe where they're like they don't give a fuck. But like seniors year was actually more difficult for me because the application process, like no one at school, which is very bizarre because high school is supposed to be preparing us for college, talks about the college application system. You still have all your finals and classes and tests and quizzes you have to take like at school. On top of that, you have to apply to college, and you're not given extra time during school for that. You have to completely do it on your own. It's an independent thing. I know a lot of people that were also in my position, and they kind of like didn't realize that other people around them were doing that because they were in that like whole like, yeah, I'm a senior mode. Don't get stuck in that mode, because then deadlines show up really, really fast, and sometimes you're late and you're like, okay, I literally just can't apply to college because I missed a deadline. Just get your shit together, know your deadlines. They're earlier on in the year anyway, so by the time it's like the end, you'll be chilling. Like, I promise, you'll have time to be like the like chilling senior. Just like in the beginning of senior year, make sure you have your shit together and you're not completely like ditching class, you know, not caring, because it's kind of important. I hate the fact that I'm focusing so much on the importance of college, because obviously you don't need it to like succeed in life or whatever. And I know it's not for everyone. I mean, you could get through high school and be really good in high school and not even want to go to college. Like, that's fine too. Just like do you know what's right for you. Be on top of your shit. Be responsible. Be a responsible young high school adult. That was it for my high school advice. I really like filming these videos. I like helping you guys out because I know how hard it can be when no one really wants to help you, which is really annoying, and you have to like WikiHow everything. Yeah, also been there, done that. Subscribe, follow me on Instagram and all my other shit right here. If you have any more questions, let me know. I'll answer them, I promise. And yeah, I love you guys so much, all the way to Pluto and back. Bye. My God, don't do that in high school, okay? Because then you're gonna have to pay for it, okay? And when you're a high school student, you're broke most of the time. So don't break your camera, because then you can't film YouTube videos.